Hello and welcome back to my channel. In this video, we are going to learn policy-based routing on MikroTik router. So here I have created a scenario where you have two WAN connections and only one LAN for users, but you want to specify some of the users who pays you more, or they are like corporate users. And you want to specify them to use only WAN 1 and all other users to be using WAN 2. Okay, so let's start the configuration. Hello, my name is Talhali and welcome to Zonnet Solutions. So we are going to configure this scenario in 4 steps. So step number 1 is to set an IP address on the LAN network, and step 2 would be applying the IP address on WAN, and step 3 would be marking the connection and the packets, and step 4 would be the routes. Okay, so let's do that step by step. So first of all, let me connect this router using the IP address. Okay, so let me show you some configuration here. I just have configured DHCP client on this one, and as I have only one WAN, but still I will show you how you guys can do that. So I have Ether1 as WAN, and let me just rename the interfaces. So I'm gonna name it WAN 1, and Ether 2 would be WAN 2, and Ether 3 would be the LAN interface. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to apply the IP address on the LAN network. So here you can see I'm getting WAN address dynamically. D means dynamically. Okay, I'm going to add the address LAN interface 172.16.16.1/24. Apply and OK. And I have written the code. If you guys want the code, you can see in the description, and you can modify this as per your requirements. So for this one, I disabled this configuration with the hashtag, but you can do that according to your configuration, because this is for the scenario where your WAN connection has the static IP addresses, so you statically put in the IP addresses. But in my case, I'm using a test connection, so I'm just using the DHCP client. Okay, and all other configuration is going to be the same. It's just the addresses. If you guys have already set up the WAN addresses and just want the policy based routing, you can just copy the other configuration. Okay, so the next thing is going to be setting up the WAN addresses. So I set the LAN address already, and I'm getting a WAN 1 address, so I need another cable for me to get another address. Let me pause the video 1 second. Okay, I have found another cable. I'm going to connect that one with my home router and then with the MikroTik. So it's going to be Ether 2, the WAN 2. You can see here as I plug this cable, WAN 2 is showing R. Okay, so I'm going to the DHCP client again, and I'm going to configure this for WAN 2, apply and then OK. And the status is fine, and I got the IP address. So WAN 1 is 84, WAN 2 is 85. So you guys need to understand this is the WAN configuration for my testing case scenario. Okay, for you it's going to be different. If you're getting IP address from DHCP with two different ISPs, you can do DHCP client, or if you're getting IP address statically, then you set up the IP address statically. Okay, and we will just change something in the routes. All right, so now our WAN configuration is completed, and then we are going to go to firewall, and under addresses list we are going to create lists. So for my case, I created this scenario like I'm going to add these two addresses. So this one is going to be a WAN user for WAN 1, and this one is going to be user for WAN 2. So when I set IP address 50, it should use the WAN connection 1, and when I set the IP address this, it should use the WAN 2. So for you it can be different. Like let's say you guys are using a list of IP addresses, you can do that too. Like you need to provide a name here. So I'm gonna set this one as per my script, WAN 1 user lists, and so I set here only 50, right? Let me show you in the script, just 50. I can do that too, like starting from 2 to 172.16.16.50. so any IP address under this range will going to be using WAN 1 connection. Okay, apply, and then I'm going to create the other one for WAN 2, and it's going to be any IP address after 50, so that's 51 to 254. Any IP address under the range of this is going to be using WAN 2. So you can specify in that way. Okay, so the second task is completed, which was setting the address list, and the third task is to create the mangle rules. Okay, so we are going to go into mangle, and let me show you, if you are reading something from script, how you can do that. So read it step by step. So what it's doing, add action in mangle. So you come directly here and you can see action here. What's the action? You can set that mark routing, and chain is prerouting. So under general you can see chain is prerouting, and under action it's saying mark routing. So we can select that mark routing. I'm just showing you how you can do reading with the script. Okay, what's the next thing? Disable. No, it's not going to be disable. And new routing, it's going to be marked with WAN 1 user. So what we're going to do is new routing mark, and you can mention here any name, but this one is preferred because you're gonna know what you're going to do. So it's a WAN 1 user, and then next thing is pass through, no, and the source address list is WAN user 1 list. Okay, so we are not going to use this pass through, and so pass through is no, so we are going to uncheck this one, pass through, and then the last thing is source address, which is going to be WAN 1 user list. So we are going to advance, and under that find WAN 1 user list, apply, and then okay, and then we are going to create another one. So I'm just going to copy this one and change what we need. Okay, so that one is the old one, and this is the one with the copies. So we are going to change this from WAN 1 to WAN 2, and then this one is going to be WAN 2 user, and everything else is fine. Apply, and then okay. Okay, so you can see we have created these two rules for mangles, and you can comment those with the name of like WAN1 user marking, and the second one is going to be WAN2 user marking. Okay. So the next thing is going to be IP and routes. Okay, and first thing I want to mention here, if you guys are using static IP addresses for your WAN, so you must have your routes already available here. So you just need to change those routes, like when you are configuring WAN with the static IP, you must have to provide the gateway here. Okay, so let's say in my case my gateway is this, and when you're providing the gateway here, so here you need to change some settings. So first thing, define the distance 1 for the WAN1, and then we are going to use the mark routing, and it's going to be for WAN1 user. Apply, and then okay. And the next one is going to be let's copy this one. So I'm using only one WAN connection, so that's why it's going to be the same one. But for you guys it's going to be different, because there are two different ISPs. So I'm just showing you this because you guys can understand what exactly you guys are going to do. Okay, so now our configuration is completely configured, and now you can go and test your users if your users are getting IP address from DHCP or getting IP from like setting static IP addresses. You can check those by using these lists. If the IP is under that list, you can type the command in command prompt, ping google.com. If they're able to ping, then type the command traceroute. So that's the command. Let me show you. It's tracert. Sorry, in Cisco we use traceroute. So tracert google.com. So you should see the second address. This one is showing IPv6, but in your scenario it should be showing the IP address, and the second IP address should be your WAN1 gateway address. Okay, and if the IP address is under these addresses, then that should be the WAN2 gateway address. I hope you understood the scenario. This was the scenario I saw somewhere. Somebody was asking question in the MikroTik community, so I thought I should make this kind of video. And if you guys like the video, make sure you click on the like button and subscribe the channel. Thank you so much. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.